So, the center, I don't even know how to do this. Right, I said, so if I am a spider, you don't hear a spider. You don't hear a spider as it makes its web, as it stabilizes itself to wherever it's going to move itself to. It stabilizes quietly without your awareness. It has the ability, as the spider, to drop down on a length of silk, I suppose, or whatever we're calling it. And then it also has the ability, if it went in the wrong direction and missed its mark, say the wind is blowing, it can crawl back up on itself, get itself to a higher position, and then realign itself. That's what spiders do. I'm a human spider in that instance, if the word extraterrestrial scares you. I'm center of what's called psi-stem. That's how I'm able to scope. I'm able to build a reality, especially when there's a humanity crime, which we handle in JAG. Whether my visual appearance, when I'm in laboratory work, preparing the files and having the court cases in previous generations with what was available then, you realize that each court case, as my orange square that an outside force tipped over and let out whatever was inside of an orange square that then spilled all over, that was one case. It wasn't cleaned up properly or all of it removed. And then there was the next generation. I'm still present as myself. I still know the whole story. I still have to teach it to the newbies that then wake up. They're there. They're like, no, but we were here. Right. But one generation they can teach, no, but we weren't always here. Right. But what happens by third and fourth generation? They start to forget. They start to teach. Then they start to get cunning. They're like, no, we don't want to leave. No, we belong. You can't verify. Well, actually, I can verify, but I know you in your little area of stupid human doesn't think that we can verify at Spider-Verse or whatever we're talking about. I know that in this version of you, to speak of immortality and everlasting life, I mean, we tell you the gods are immortal and everlasting life. They have special function. They're not like the rest of the general population. There's a reason for it. They are the spiders that build the universe and build human consciousness. They keep you safe. They guard over you. However long they live, I mean, time is irrelevant. You're called in when you need help and when you need to explain something. I was called in. I had a scope date where I'd have official human paperwork that then could be verified by other living whatever, non-gods in New York at the same time, based on the fact that I had laboratory files that I had to work on in my human lookingness as a goddess, and not just walking into a situation and explaining myself. I have a pesto problem still in 1978. I had it before, but now it's a real fucking issue. They have given me no leaves at all. They've given me no ingredients to put inside of the mash that you use with the mortar and pestle to make pesto, P-E-S-T-O. They then put it on something called pasta to flavor things, which it tastes good, but nobody gives me that has like a really high value apparently in the future. Nobody's given me any leaves, they won't even give me a mortar and a pestle to feed myself or to make my own mash. They just hide and make their own and ignore me completely. They stole the ingredients, the utility, the equipment, They ignore me completely. So, in fact, they stuck pitchforks in me as a potato, suspended me over some water, and wanted to watch the transformation of me get to nowhere and just sit as a potato when I have pesto problems. The pesto leaves, before you actually make them into something tasty, they're useful to wipe your ass with. Yeah. Same thing with the toilet paper that I woke up to. That's what they use toilet paper for. Is the same as the leaves of pesto before you make it into food. If you're in the woods and you don't have this new invention called toilet paper. Right. So, toilet paper, though, you can't eat. And they don't just give to you either. So now what do? When I have a Spider-Verse case, they needed a scope date with a birth certificate as a human, so other humans could verify that my face is exactly the same. So I could get rid of some pesto problems that were hindering me during my manifesto as I was building the consciousness and the Spider-Verse before I hit my scope date, which they called birth date, of August 3rd, 1978. How do you explain that to all areas stupid when there are people that know? I just have manifesto problems where they don't want to get out because they've chiggered their way into a job title that they don't want to let go of. It's been proven. Then they have to keep throwing more roadblocks in. Well, how do I know that I'm not like her? Because you're not a god. That's why. You never will. You never were. That's it. I'm world without end. Your world is coming crashing down. I want out of this birth place. It's a fucking disaster, as I stated, on my way in, and there's nothing worth saving.